it seems that we have finally found the new defense coordinator for Alabama, and this situation has been very odd, very weird. And if you have been keeping up with what has been going on throughout this entire process, I'm pretty sure that you will agree. And if you have not, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown. As you know, Nick Saban retired, of course. Kevin DeBoer has been hired as the head coach, and he quickly assembled his staff, and you can see a lot of people on that staff came from Washington. Taking a look at offense coordinator Ryan Grubb, which I think is a fantastic hire. Wide receiver coach Jamarcus Shepard, who I think is also a fantastic hire. Maintaining and keeping Freddie Roach, the defensive line coach, which I also think is a great thing. Keeping running backs coach Robert Giuseppe, all great things. But there was one question that was looming around the entire program. Who is going to be the defense coordinator? And the first name that popped up was former cornerbacks coach Travaris Robinson. And there was one problem with this. Travaris Robinson already left and went to Georgia, and so it was being rumored at first, but then he had an interview, sat down with Kevin DeBoer, and obviously they did not agree to terms. And so with that being said, a new candidate had to emerge, and now we have Kane Wommack, the head coach for South Alabama. And if you're not necessarily from Alabama, I'm pretty sure that South Alabama is a school that you have not been paying attention to, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's look at this tweet from Chris Lowe. Kalen DeBoer has zeroed in on South Alabama head coach Kane Wommack to be the Alabama football team's defensive coordinator, and a deal is in the process of being finalized. Source tell me at ESPN Rittenberg. Wommack was previously the DC at Indiana. And then flipping over to Adam Rittenberg's Twitter, it says this: Kalen DeBoer and Kane Wommack were the offensive and defense coordinators for Indiana in 2019 under coach Tom Allen. Michael Penix Jr. was the team's primary QB. Hoosiers won 8 games for the first time since 1993. And so just based off that little bit of information, these two guys have chemistry and already have a rapport together. They know each other, and it's something that could potentially work. And I don't want to go too deep into the history of Kane Wommack, but what I will say is that he was a finalist for the Broyles Award one year while he was at Indiana, and that basically means he was up for a award for the best assistant in college football. And with that being said, my initial thoughts and feelings about this hire is I think it was pretty good. And I'm not going to say I think it was just great. I'm not going to say I think it was amazing, but for the circumstances, how fast it happened, I have to give Kevin DeBoer an A+, because he got all of this done, which is very, very important, because we need to know who is going to be on the staff, and the players need to know who is going to be on the staff, because it's some players that I feel like are on the defensive end who are simply waiting to see, or simply waited to see, who the defense coordinator was going to be. And Caleb Downs is one of those. I think he really wants to see if he's going to like the DC who is coming in, and so I think they will sit down, they will have a conversation, they will get some talks. He's going to see if he really does want to stay, because it seems like he wants to stay, but he has to see, is this going to be the best situation in order for him to be propelled forward. And I do understand that, and I can respect that. But overall, let me know what you guys think about this hire. Based on what I've seen, based on what I've read, I think it's a pretty good hire, especially for the time frame that it's being done. I think we give ourselves the best chance in order to retain the players that are still on the roster and recruit new players along the way. Kevin DeBoer and Kane Wommack have history. They probably have some good chemistry there, and the fact that they are working together once again lets me know that is more than likely the case, because I think the most underrated thing about this entire hire is you're more than likely going to get these coaches who are definitely on the same page. A whole group of guys who have worked together before, some haven't. There are some staff members here who have not worked together with Kevin DeBoer's crew, but at the same time, I think they will easily fall in line, because you have the OC, the DC, and the head coach, all who I believe would be on the same page. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Like, comment, and also subscribe to this channel. I will see you guys in the next video.